With a history rich in American soil, sweet corn dates back to the mid-1700s, when it was first recorded that the Iroquois gave it to European settlers. Soon after its introduction, sweet corn became a popular food in southern and central regions of the United States.
Sweet corn has been around for a long time, and actually field corn came before sweet corn. But Mother Nature has ways of changing the genetics of various products. In this case, field corn was changed to sweet corn by the change in a single gene. And that's what causes the conversion of field corn to sweet corn as we know it today.
Since the process of maturation involves converting sugar to starch, sweet corn stores poorly and must be eaten fresh, canned, or frozen before the kernels become tough and starchy.
I think we all appreciate sweet corn when it's harvested at the right time. And the right time is a very important criterion simply because that's when sweet corn is at its highest sugar level, its highest pericarp tenderness. And that level is about 75% moisture. So when we want to get our best sweet corn, we try to harvest it before the sugars are converted to starch. So that's what we always shoot for, a product that we can harvest and enjoy when it tastes the best.
Over the past 50 years, sweet corn has come a long way due to advancements in breeding. These genetic advancements have improved the quality of both fresh and processed products, creating super sweet varieties, which offer longer shelf life and the delivery of higher quality products throughout the year.
The sweet corn has changed tremendously since first formed. Originally, it was based on a mutant form of a gene we call sugary 1. And then in the 1970s, another gene was used called shrunken 2, a mutant form of shrunken 2. The changes that have occurred since then are one, the incorporation of yet a third form of the shrunken 2 gene. And that's been coupled with other genes to make the high quality corn that we now call SSW. Sweet corn is a balance between having very high sugars in the kernel that's consumed, plus enough energy in the seed so it will germinate. And the advantage of the shrunken 2 gene, the original mutant form of shrunken 2, was it had very high sugars. So it was sweeter, tasted better, especially for where the corn had to be shipped a long distance. The downside to that was it didn't germinate very well because it didn't have very much starch to support early germination of the seedling. The new form of shrunken 2 kind of splits the difference. It's very sweet in the eating stage, yet there's a good amount of starch in the mature seed, so it germinates better. And then the incorporation of these other genes to form SSW actually improved the quality of the kernel for eating, and yet it still germinates extremely well.
Abbott and Cobb Incorporated, a trusted high-quality seed provider, has supplied sweet corn seeds to growers throughout its 98-year history and was the first to commercialize the super sweet gene type in America.
Abbott and Cobb is a family-owned business and soon celebrating its 100th anniversary, founded in 1917 by my grandfather Abbott and his brother-in-law Henry Cobb. We've been in the vegetable seed business based in Philadelphia since that time, but we've also been in Florida where SSW was partially developed since 1921. Over the years we have been developers and growers of all kinds of vegetable seeds, and particularly sweet corn since the late 70s, early 80s, where we were the first one to commercially introduce shrunken 2 gene type into the marketplace for long distance shippers, particularly here in Florida. Super sweet gene was the first commercial development from a discovery made at the University of Illinois back in the 50s and 60s. It was only introduced globally in Japan in the late 60s, early 70s, but it was never fully commercialized in the United States until our company decided that it was an opportunity for the growers in this part of the world to take advantage of the long shelf life. And we commercially introduced in 1983, we came up with a merchandising campaign called Summer Sweet, designed to support the recognition of it in the marketplace. The market reacted, and most everybody that took their first bite of that corn said, wow. And the rest is history. Within 5 years, the entire industry converted the summer sweet shrunken to corn as today's standard.
After 15 years of work, Abbott and Cobb has recently been granted new USPTO utility patents for the world's newest gene type, Super Seedware, also known as SSW.
Super Seedware was essentially created to show the comparison to computer software. If you equal software and seedware, they're both codes. One's digital, the other is genetic and plant material. Every seed is like a program that is designed to give an end result. And that's why it's called Seedware. And because it's so extraordinary, we just said, this is Super Seedware.
Made from 100% naturally occurring components, the new sweet corn seeds are dramatically improved to benefit all sweet corn growers, while still maintaining the shelf life and super sweet taste of Super Sweet.
The benefits of SSW are many, but many of the great benefits are the germination, which comes from superior seed quality, bigger seed, better planting. They are able to be planted in colder soils, higher population rates. Disease resistance we all try to breed into all of our varieties, but SSWs tend to handle stress better from environmental conditions, which also help with disease resistance. The germ benefits of SSW are quite unique. As most growers go through their days, they watch the plants grow above ground. But the SSW platform allows the root systems to develop very quickly and rapidly at a much quicker and faster mass underground, which allow it to handle stress like winds, lodging, rain events. This is a conventional super sweet planting, very high quality eating corn. Has very kind of ununiform growth as you see some on type plants and then a little bit of an off type plant. Variance and emergence, which will produce very uniform plants, but also within the plantings you can get an off type plant, a taller, sometimes shorter. Taller, non-uniform, equates to a poor harvest.
In addition to the numerous benefits it provides growers, SSW seed varieties maintain great texture and an undeniable super sweet taste and corn flavor.
In the SSW seed, you can plant it in any kind of condition, any kind of soil, and you will always have good yields with results. In normal corn, when you have bad weather or bad soil preparation, you have problems that always affect the germination and stands at the end.
I don't know that many people get the opportunity to develop something so exciting and so universally better that I can confidently say that everyone involved in sweet corn who tries and uses SSW will win. From the grower who will get a better crop, better yield, better performance, to the consumer who will be delivered a better looking, better eating ear of sweet corn for themselves, their families, and their friends.